Hey guys, this is Anime Ballsy here, and today we are going to be doing the third part, What If Goku Was Legendary and Half MAJIN. Please like the video if you haven't already and subscribe, it's totally free and you can unsubscribe whenever you want. There's nothing much else I'd like to say in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Goku tries to put that behind him. It might be that heart virus Trunks was talking about. He just hopes that he will hold on until after this fight. His friends have trained, but they need him. He's the strongest and he should be the main warrior in this, so he wipes the blood away and powers on. The group huddle at the entrance, unable to open it. They wonder if that is even the way forward, just charging into an unknown place. Jiro has the advantage, but standing around won't do anything. So Goku steps forward and lightly coughs while doing so. With a firm controlled Ki blast, the thick metal bends in, then falls off the hinges. The large door clatters as it hits the ground and the two androids are revealed. These are the ones Trunks had seen, Android 17 and 18, the twins. Upon seeing Goku, they waste no time. Every fibre in their bodies urged them to advance, so 18 blasts forward, grabbing Goku by his neck and flying forward. The sudden move took Goku off guard, but it's not impossible for him to deal with. He simply lets the android take him away. They soar through the skies, their clothes flowing wildly under the wind. A split second before they land, Goku twists so 18 is the first to hit the ground. She therefore takes the brunt of the slam and the Saiyan can take a few simple rolls to stay uninjured. The moment he stops, 18's left fist smashes into his tucked in arm. He's thrown into a skid, surprised at how much that punch hurt. 18's grab was unexpected, but certainly not powerful. He didn't get hurt at all, but his arm now lightly stinks. 17 eagerly charges, whipping out his right fist. Goku slips, giving the punch nothing but air before throwing a perfect counter. His following punch is deep and dense and also throws the android back. While he skids back, Goku can already sense 18 approaching. Another right hand, he takes a big step back to evade. At first, it seems like Goku has this in the bag. Even with these two androids working at once to face him, he can hold them back. The two try to attack him from opposite sides. Surely one of their attacks have to land. Goku's eyes dart between them, his face still unfocused. He doesn't seem overwhelmed by this at all. 18's incoming attack is a tornado kick, while 17 drives up an uppercut. Goku snatches 17's approaching fist and uses it to pull himself out of harm's way. Pulling him forward, he throws him straight into 18's own kick. Some smiles break out on the spectators. Goku really is the best. He has not just physical strength, but exceptional skill. Goku lightly grins, clearly proud of his move. However, he breaks out into an intense and raspy cough. Droplets of blood spray out onto the ground. The androids smirk. This is their chance. They both explode off into action and Goku promptly lifts. Scanning them both the best he can, he sees 17 slightly closer and so focuses on him. A jab approaches and he gets ready to parry. The attack he expected never comes. 17 stops his hand just before landing. His real attack was a looping right hook that crashes into the side of Goku's face with a bone deep crack. His head snaps aside and basically throws him into 18's first move. She plants onto her left, then thrusts out her right for a side kick. Goku folds over the extended leg as spit and blood flies out his mouth. He bounces once before rolling back. The fallen Saiyan's just as confused as those that watch. How has he gone from completely dominating to seemingly losing? Unable to accept this, Goku powers on and continues. His performance is even worse this time around. As the duo advance, he attempts to blind them with a Ki blast. Instead of hitting them directly, the blast slams a few meters ahead of them. The explosion throws up a cloud of dust and smoke that shields him from view. However, in a flash, he can see the two androids bursting through the smoke cloud. Very fast. A right hand smashes into his face with a booming collision and another comes looping in from his right. He simply can't keep up. It's not looking good out there. If they don't step in, Goku is going to die. 17 drives in an uppercut to his solar plexus that drops him. He coughs out spit and blood, then feels his chest seize up. His diaphragm's been briefly paralysed, blocking air from entering his lungs. Wow, I didn't think it would be this easy, 17 comments, walking around Goku with pride. He simply relishes this moment. Jiro made killing Goku his only purpose. Now that it's so close, he floods with confidence and pride. Even more blood is coughed out an alarming amount. It's not looking good. Goku's face stays down and he doesn't even try raising. 17 raises a hand ready to strike him down. As soon as he swings down, a massive pulse of green ki throws them back. Goku vehemently roars, making the earth quake in fear. Some of the nearby watchers stumble slightly. Powerful, fast-moving pulses smack into them repeatedly as Goku shouts. His MAJIN symbol glows brightly, a lot more brightly than usual. However, suddenly it stops, his hair falls and his aura fades. The silence is broken by the light thud from Goku collapsing. Their hearts sink. That's not good. Their strongest fighter is down. Trunks lifts an arm, clutching onto the sword on his back. The others stiffen and focus up, trying their best to fight their fears. Someone needs to get in there and get him out of here. The last thing we need is him dying, Trunks announces. It's the heart virus. I'll need to administer the cure, he adds. The crew power up, revealing raging silver auras. The Z-Fight is charged, just trying to keep the twins occupied. As Tien, Krillin, Piccolo and Trunks move forward, Yamcha grabs Goku and flies to the Kame House. Even while fighting as a group, 17 and 18 deal some serious damage. The crazy androids hold nothing back with their punches. They break bones, puncture organs, they're on a totally different level. Piccolo, the only one still on his feet, roars as loudly as he can. The only thing that can fuel his body now is pure rage and adrenaline. He needs to fight the agony and weakness because there's no other option. Their sheer desperation keeps him upright. As soon as he takes a step, however, 17 funnels in an uppercut to his gut. He folds over the crushing strike before collapsing. The damage is simply too great. His ribs scream with every breath he takes. No matter how vehemently he denies it, the truth grows obvious. He's done. We've lost. I'm so bored of all this. Why did you take Goku? 17 demands, grabbing Piccolo by his neck. Struggling for breath, he responds, I don't know. Wrong answer, the android roars, throwing his head down. Piccolo's knocked out and left close to death on impact. Let's go and find him if these people won't speak. No point staying here, 17 states. The other two androids agree, and the trio soar off. Krillin, currently on one knee, just falls onto his back. The crew are covered in their own blood, sweating and panting. Even through all this, they feel relief. They felt their lives were over. Living another day is a lot better than they expected. Trunks administers the cure and explains that they simply have to wait. He'll live, but he'll have to recover. Based on his condition in that fight, it might take longer than usual. As they converse and discuss a few minutes, he thrusts up on his bed. Trunks can't believe what he's seeing. He was supposed to be out for the rest of the day. What's going on? I need to help, Goku says, throwing his feet off the side of the bed. He stands, leaving the group dumbfounded. Are you not in pain? Yes, but not in my heart. You cured me, didn't you? Goku's body doesn't work like normal. He can feel pain, but it does not really affect. It's like he's constantly juiced up with endorphins. The receptors can detect the injury, but that doesn't impede his fighting ability. A few seconds later, they can feel several people landing outside the Kame House. Everyone's here now, so that leaves nobody but the androids. Trunks is the one to open the door and face them. He shows no fear in his face, trying his hardest to hide it. He fights that fear and overcomes it with the pure hatred he has for them. Remembering the sights of burning cities and bloodied bodies adds fuel to that flame of rage. Where is Goku? 17 asks. Don't waste our time. Immediately after, Goku crashes through the window to Trunks' right and startles him. He grabs 17 by his neck and ascends into legendary Super Saiyan. He then chucks him like a ragdoll. The rematch is on. 16 then chooses to step in. If he is as strong as he was when that fight began, staying back would be foolish. His massive fist comes barreling in, but Goku takes it soundly onto his forearms. It lands with a loud clap, clearly a strong hit. However, the Saiyan weathers the impact well. He follows up with a sidekick shot into 18's abdomen that also launches her over the adjacent water. With Goku's attention averted, 16 pounces again, this time approaching with a grab. However, far before it can connect, Goku grabs his wrist and explodes to his left. He violently spins, bringing the giant android across him and onto the ground. The booming impact caves in part of the island while also sending out tall waves. Immediately after though, the arm just comes off. He assumes that it's been broken but notices multiple barrels now glowing a hot orange and aimed directly at it. A violent detonation follows and Goku's hurled airborne. The attack was more surprising than damaging. Goku feels fine. There is a slight ringing in his ears from the sound of the blast, but that is about it. While airborne, he notices the two other androids quickly approaching. He dives slightly, then lands two simultaneous kicks. They both land flush, and just as he intended. The androids are completely outclassed now, there is no denying it. Before one can fly away too far, Goku grabs him by his ankle and pulls down violently. Once 18 is in the right position, he strikes. His fist smashes straight through her torso, crushing the components in its way. Metal fragments scatter, and many smack the nearby 17. Finally, he grabs her head and pops it off like a Lego piece. 17, frozen with shock, leaves himself totally open for attack. Goku grins, then capitalizes. He pulls his fist all the way back to his chest before snapping it out down the center line. The impact is thunderous and explodes 17's cybernetic head. Metal compartments mixed in with corrupted, dry chunks of what looks like flesh fly out. It's over. Imperfect Cell screams. He tries to dive down to catch the falling androids. All he needs is the infinite energy cells. Goku almost lets him pass out of confusion, but hears a voice. Don't let him get to them, Piccolo urges telepathically. Alright then. Goku grabs him by his neck and stops him before shaking his head. Who are you? Killed almost everyone in Jinta Town by absorbing them through that tail, the approaching Piccolo says, still using telepathy. Is that right? He responds. He doesn't need to hear anymore. He rips out his voice box, then stuffs it down his mouth. Finally, he blasts through his head. Good riddance, Goku coldly states. Much to his shock, however, the head just appears again. Cell heals from that. In reaction, he fires a larger blast that engulfs his whole body. It lights up the surrounding area in a light green gleam while throwing the water below into large fast moving waves. Nothing remains of Cell this time, and several seconds pass without any scent of regeneration. The ash slowly floats through the air, and Goku returns to his base. Jiro's plans have been foiled. Before anyone can rejoice though, they are thrown into a different terrain. They look around at each other frantically, unable to understand what's just happened. Ahead of them is a cracked open egg, and in front of that is this large pink being. They struggle to wrap their heads around what's happening. How did they even get here, and what is this thing? At first, many believe it's a dream. So much confusing stuff happened at once. I thank you, Goku. You and your father made this much easier for me than I would have ever imagined. The pink fighter jumps happily from side to side before batting his chest and belly. Take out your friends, Babidi states, lifting an arm. He doesn't seem to be talking to the being to his right, he's looking directly at them, his hand reached out. Goku's Majin symbol flares, but he looks unbothered. The previously calm Babidi starts to strain, trying harder to gain control of his mind. It doesn't work. He recoils as he stops pushing, then looks back down to his skinny arm. His magic doesn't seem to be working. He never chose to gain control of Bardock because he saw no need to. His only job was to accumulate as much energy from him as possible. It was his son that he focused more closely on. I mean, he's the reason Boo's broken out his cage. So he orders for Boo to attack instead. The pink fighter cackles almost maniacally and follows his order. He explodes into flight, giving everyone this shocked, terrified look. It's very fast. Goku's the first to take the brunt of the attack, a punch cleanly to the face. The connection sounds like an explosion, and just him falling back into Krillin knocks him out cold. Boo laughs once again, batting his chest like a child. Gohan rushes in, only to be swatted away. None of the fighters contain this beast. He smiles as he makes them bleed and break, clearly thrilled by this beatdown. Goku grabs its right arm and pushes as hard as he can. He ascends into legendary Super Saiyan, and his Majin symbol even flares as he strains. At first, Boo easily pushes him back but slows. The force of resistance is increasing second by second. Overcome with adrenaline and anger, Goku roars at Boo. However, the pink fighter snaps back his arm and loops in a hook with his free arm to knock him down. He fought valiantly, but the strike knocks him out cold straight away. Boo lifts his eyes to see Tien in a wide-legged stance in his arms extended. Tri-beam, he shouts. A translucent golden beam of energy fires and hits Boo directly. Repeated blasts follow, that do seem to apply some pressure at first. However, Boo eventually starts walking against these rapid blasts. It doesn't look like he's slowing down either. Tien's blast then cease. He's drawing on his life force and thus is hurting himself in the process. He drops and receives a straight right hand to the face that throws him up into the clouds. He parts them from how fast he moves, and he's dead the moment he comes crashing back down. Through that gap in the clouds, the two figures come diving down. Their cloaks flow as they crash through the air. Boo recognizes them once they're close enough. The Kais, Shin and Kibito. They simultaneously hit him in his rotund belly. The two fight as hard as they can as the last line of force. It's futile. Boo is just so much stronger than them. He's been playing with them recently, but everyone behind them is dead besides Goku. A true bloodbath. Kibito, currently on his hands and knees, is grabbed by his neck and viciously slammed. Cracks spread and the ground quakes under the heavy force. Kibito is killed. Shin, panting, strugglingly raises a hand. A small blast grows in his hand. His last-ditch effort at resistance. However, Boo easily knocks it away before striking with the other arm. He collapses immediately and is close to death. Good Boo, very good job, Abedi calls out before walking over to Goku. He's just returned to consciousness and throws himself straight back into legendary Super Saiyan. If he doesn't, he'll be dead quick. He strugglingly races onto his hands and knees, still overcome by his injuries. Even for his insanely durable body, he's hurt. I mean, the fact he's still alive is a miracle. You should have just bended to my control, Goku. Now look at how things have ended. So sad. Boo, get it, he shouts. Boo refuses, and Babadi's eye twitches with his refusal. Count your days, Goku, the magician says, before flying off. Free from Boo's terror, he just falls onto his back, panting. This is bad. Really bad. He slowly flies off, arriving at Capsule Corp. He basically collapses upon arrival and Bulma takes him in. He reveals what's happened and how everyone is dead. They decide to acquire the Dragon Balls and bring everyone back. Upon doing so, they congregate at the lookout. This is not good. Piccolo, now the nameless Namekian, reveals while looking off the lookout. We've just used the Dragon Balls too, so we have to wait another year for a wish, Krillin adds. Not necessarily, we have the ones back on Namek. If it comes to that, we could always head back there. That gives us some leeway. I fear that no matter what we do to resist, many lives will be lost, he reveals. What do you think we should do? There, that chamber, Goku's been in it before. 1 day passes out here and 1 year passes in there. That will give us ample time to train and grow quick enough to catch up. Who's going in first? Or is it? Vegeta asks. Looks like he's going in first. He heads in there with his future son and makes some good progress. Vegeta steps out, confidently looking out to the distance. Where is this Buu? He asks. No, Piccolo says, keeping him back. The prince vigorously slaps his hand away. What's that for? You're not strong enough yet. Not yet. He's a lot stronger than you think. You guys only survived for so long because he wanted you to. He held back just to watch you suffer. You'll have to go back in the chamber to beat him, Piccolo explains. Vegeta doesn't take heed of this and flies straight over him toward where he sends his Buu. He's not going to be talked down to like that. He doesn't know what he's achieved in that chamber. He lands just before Buu. He's currently molding his home. So, you're the person everyone's been so scared about, Vegeta states. Buu just gives him one look, then continues what he's doing. He's not really bothered at all. His indifference annoys the prince. He'll give him something to be worried about. The Saiyan starts shouting and powering up, which gains the attention of Buu. He's already in Super Saiyan but pushes further. Super Vegeta is revealed. Even with this much more muscular physique, it hasn't taken away from his speed. Cracks spread as he pushes off the ground and he roars while cocking back his fist. Before he can reach the target, however, he's backhanded across the jaw and launched. He bounces once before violently rolling. The prince comes to a stop. His vision still blurred after that vicious swing. He holds his loose jaw, broken and dislocated. He grimaces while pushing it right back into place. His chin is cracked open and has been left with a bloody wound. Vegeta, in a fit of rage, explodes up to his feet and fires his Big Bang attack. Even that doesn't do much at all. He looks a little startled, taking a step back. His full power blast was taken that easily. He tries to hide his uncertainty with ego and fake confidence. However, his mind cannot let him. If that was all it did, what could Buu do to him? Majin Buu doesn't even take a step forward, but looks behind him to Bubbles, the dog he'd befriended. He's dead. Buu collapses to his knees and steam emits out the pores in his head. Vegeta retreats even further, a little confused at this whole thing. What's happening now? Then a second being comes out of Buu, a slimmer, almost emaciated version of him with sickly grey skin. The two engage in direct combat, each of their punches creating thunderclaps and explosion-like booms. Vegeta then realizes just what Piccolo meant, the power these two have. He struggles to admit, but it is above him. Even with all that physical strength, their punches move incredibly quickly. Eventually, the slimmer absorbs the other, and Super Buu is born. Vegeta is frozen with fear but also confusion. He's just absorbed the other half of himself that he was created from. There isn't much time left for thought as a beam of pink energy fires at him. It consumes him before turning him into a piece of chocolate. Super Buu snatches it before it falls, then devours it. Immediately upon doing so, he grows more vascular. Immense power courses through him. After about half a minute, it looks like Buu has weathered the storm. His attire's changed, and he's now clad in Vegeta's Saiyan armor. The only addition is the MAJIN symbol at his waist. Buu Vegeta absorbed, is born. A few seconds pass, then he notices an approaching golden light, future Trunks, currently in Super Saiyan Grade 2. Instead of just crashing into him, he notices what he's wearing and stops just short. He furrows his eyebrows, still breathing heavily from his fast flight. Hello Trunks, or should I say son, Buu reveals. No, Trunks fears the worst. He doesn't know how, but Vegeta's in this Buu thing. He looks a lot different now too, slimmer and taller. Trunks assumes that has something to do with Vegeta's absorption. He advances, taking a huge swing at Buu's head. His travelling fist whips through the air, making it whoosh and whistle with its speed. However, Buu easily slips past it and pivots. Trunks stays aggressive, and he then loops his left leg in. Before it lands though, Buu snatches it. Trunks' pupils shrink at this phenomenal showing of speed. Then he savagely snaps his leg in two different places. The fracture is so bad that his femur pokes out his skin. Trunks screams vehemently as he falls. His clothing is also pushing at the bone, which is causing him even more pain. Therefore he grabs and rips it to give him some room. The ripping causes this loose bone to fall out even further, making it graze past the open flesh. The pain and released blood almost make him pass out. Buu grabs him by the neck of his shirt, then lifts and pulls him right over his head to brutally slam him. A cloud of dust expands out his back as he lands with a loud deep boom. Buu then grabs the back of his head and slams it multiple times until his face is covered in his own blood. Finally lifting him to eye level, his pink mask grows out like a parasite and consumes Trunks. It returns to Buu, making him strain from the new power it provides. The warrior lightly grins, delighted at the new strength he's acquired so quickly. Buu's power now stands above all else. Piccolo watches this happen with a worried look before looking back at the chamber where Gohan and Goku currently are. If they can't face Buu, he doesn't know what else they could do. However, the father-son duo soon emerge. Goku and Gohan, both possessing legendary DNA, their powers have climbed tremendously. When pushed to the edge, their power just climbs and climbs. With every tough, long battle, they actively grow stronger. Piccolo notices one thing as they emerge. Gohan, his power level is above that of his father. The two dive down toward Buu, who is currently ravaging a city. They see several clouds of smoke flowing off ablaze buildings. People run frantically through the street while Buu just throws down his pink beams without a care in the world. He loves to hear the screams from below and how desperately they try to escape. "So you're finally here," Buu states, turning back to Goku and Gohan. "Let's leave this place. There's too many people around," Goku asks. Buu chuckles before looking back down at the burning city. Goku's heart sinks. He desperately wants to stop him now, but just doesn't feel safe fighting so close to a city filled with humans. Things could go left and so many lives could be lost due to collateral damage. Just as he expected, Buu doesn't take heed of his request. Two pink blasts slowly grow under his palms, which makes Gohan burst into action. He whizzes forward with immense speed, cloaking in a raging golden aura as he does so. Arriving in front of Vegeta, he snatches his arms and pushes at them. It requires great effort, making him grimace as the veins on his neck grow more prominent. There's a slight bend back, but that's all Gohan can achieve. Suddenly, Buu pulls back and lands a vicious headbutt that lands with a loud bone-deep crack. Gohan's eyes flash white and his vision returns with a strong blur. This gives Buu free reign for his next move. Instead of rushing in quickly, he chooses to time it well and focus more on power since he knows Gohan won't evade. A kick whips in and finds Gohan's left flank, crushing the bones it slams into. He's thrown across this large city before crashing into a rock mountain nearby. Buu charges and really lays Gohan out. There's little he can do with just perfected Super Saiyan. Even with the key control he now possesses, it isn't enough. Buu's much stronger and much faster. His fists feel like freight trains slamming into him at maximum speed. Each punch leaves cuts and bruises, with some breaking bones. Unable to make progress, Gohan chooses to ascend to his second grade transformation. The boy grows more muscular, and his hair becomes spikier and messier. Even this transformation proves ineffective. His fists carry greater force without a drop in speed. That isn't enough to bridge the gap though. An uppercut is driven into his solar plexus, knocking the wind right out of him. He drops to his knees, his eyes wide as he struggles with the agony. The moment Buu retracts his arm, he drops to his hands. "Stay back now, son," Goku explained, stepping in front of him. Now Gohan has surpassed his father in that chamber. Being not just a hybrid Saiyan but a legendary hybrid Saiyan proved rather useful. However, he isn't the true legendary Super Saiyan, he's merely inherited some of the unique traits. His Super Saiyan is gold, just like the other Saiyans, but Goku's form is a step above that, clearly several times more powerful. In their base forms, Gohan could get the edge. Whenever Goku ascended into his legendary Super Saiyan form though, it was impossible. Even with Super Saiyan grade 2 or 3, it did not work. He will always lose. Thus, Goku remained their last hope. His pupils vanish briefly before returning. The chaotic aura around him collapses to his skin until it becomes just a green sheen over his skin. After that, it vanishes completely. In the chamber, Goku tamed the beast. This legendary form no longer unlocks that rage and primality inside him at the expense of his control and calmness. It just feels like his base to him now. Even in terms of stamina, there is no longer any drain. The two zip toward each other. Their forearms clash, forcing out a massive shockwave that lifts Gohan airborne. The true battle has begun. They push hard against one another, one not clearly gaining the advantage over the other. However, after a few seconds, Vegeta gets the edge. He's the first to take an advancing step. A second one quickly follows. Goku struggles to resist, getting pushed back as this occurs. Suddenly, Buu recalls and lets Goku fall right into a left hook. His looping fist crashes into his jaw, throwing him into a fast, uncontrolled flip. At first, Goku can put up a good fight, but he's fighting much more defensively. Each of Buu's punches are faster and stronger. Alongside that is Vegeta's fighting ability. Goku can't gain the edge in that regard either. As the fight rages on though, his body grows, reaches its limit, then goes beyond. The two clash, pushing against each other as hard as they can. Grinning arrogantly, Buuhan ends up pushing back several steps. However, as he goes in for another, it's like he's pushing against a brick wall. Goku simply doesn't move back. The two remain in place for over 15 seconds, pushing as hard as they can. It seems that somehow Goku has grown to match his opponent. Their intense push sends cracks through the ground. The surrounding earth trembles under the heavy force. Eventually, Goku slightly leans. It isn't totally noticeable right away, but grows apparent. He takes a step. Buu's confident expression washes away right as he does this. How could this be happening? How is Goku pushing Buu back? Once he takes this step, his pupils burst. What follows is a vehement roar, that of a raging predator. His muscles bulge and enlarge, and his explosive aura returns. The first pulse of ki throws Vegeta back and even throws him off his feet. Bouncing once, he throws himself back onto his feet only to get hit with another that throws him into a slide. The clouds group together. and the sky darkens. A fast, silent zip of lightning crashes into a nearby mountain and is followed by a deep, disgruntled rumble. Goku's muscles enlarge even more, giving him this monstrous look. His veins are incredibly prominent as his large muscles push them to the surface. Goku leaves his opponent totally frozen with his advance. All it takes is a single stride to arrive by his side. Zipping to Buu's right, he grabs his neck in the process before driving him through the ground. A large trail of broken rock and debris follow, then Goku aims up and throws him like a ragdoll. In a flash, he appears above him, his arms lifted and his hands together. A double axe handle lands with a devastating booming impact. Terrified, Buu shoots out a pink blast just to keep Goku away. The burly Saiyan moves like a dancer, elegantly slipping past it while continuing his descent. His fist crashes into Buu's abdomen, with such force a crater is formed. He also punches a hole in him, not to say that matters much as Buu heals. The beatdown continues, Goku's rage commanding his every move. He truly moves like a bloodlusted, hungry predator desperate to take down his prey. Vegeta can only run away and try his best to evade. Nothing he throws is of use. Goku just throws him around like a ragdoll. He's as light as a paperweight to him. Gohan from a distance wonders if he should stop Goku. If he doesn't, the people that Buu absorbs will die as well, Vegeta and Trunks. However, he wonders if he can. Goku doesn't seem like he'll listen to anyone right now. Maybe the best course of action is to let him do what he needs to, then fix things once it's over. Goku punches Buu cleanly in his head, turning it into fragments of pink mass. Then, placing two hands forward, he fires a massive energy wave at point blank range. He moves too quick for Buu to evade. The blast crashes into him before totally consuming him and turning his body into a cloud of hot ash. Buu cannot come back from this. The green energy wave shoots off into distant space, and nothing is left of Buu. He has been defeated. As Goku's opponent is dead, the motivator for this state is gone too. His eyes return and his muscles slowly return to their normal size. His hair droops back to its ordinary style and he reverts to his base. The form took a lot of energy. Goku immediately drops to a knee, however he is mostly fine. The job is done. Goku has defeated Buu to bring peace back to Earth. Will this peace be long-lived, or is there a new threat waiting to emerge? So that will conclude the third part to What If Goku Was Legendary and Half Majin. Please tell me something you liked about this part or something that I should improve on for the next one. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.